Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teachers Do. Today I have with me another new student, Pika.
Hey.
Yep, and today we're going over Gotham by Gaslight. Now, if I time this right, this might come out close to around the time you release your video, hopefully. And yeah, you're going to be coping over this next, in part because thanks to me suggesting it, you instead of doing Superman vs. the Elite, you did the Doom That Came to Gotham, which kind of has the same tone. I mean, fitting it up is Mike Mignola's involvement.
Yeah.
Yep.
Different eras, but still kind of like the same aesthetic.
Yep. And this was the very first Elseworlds ever. Although it didn't have the moniker of Elseworlds. That one would go to Holy Terror. Yeah. And this was still considered the very first because it set the standard for all Elseworlds. And basically, I'm sure you've all heard of it. We're in a what if Batman was around during the time of Jack the Ripper? It's the best way to summarize it.
Yeah. Not to mention Jack the Ripper is a...
Oh, that's a rabbit hole. That's a entire rabbit hole to dive into.
Rabbit hole and such an obscure character who just out of the map during his time that no one ever knows who he was. So
no one ever knows. There's theories. There's a lot of good theories, a lot of obsessed theories. But no one's ever figured out who it was. It's like the Zodiac Killer. But yeah, let's just dive right in. We get a bit of a speech from Robert Bloch about, my name is Jack. I think this is where what helped popularize Jack the Ripper for modern day was this poem. Oh no, this is not a poem. This is from never mind. But anyway, we open up with what ends up being the deaths of the Waynes.
Yeah.
Now they are not killed by Jack. They're killed, but we later find out it's killed by someone who was hired by Jack, a highwayman. Yep, a man with guns. I'm not sure. I am not quite sure how, but we are suddenly standing in the road as well. This is more of I think, a dream he's having at the moment. But yeah, shots ring out, bats fly in, and everything. That is my dream, Doctor. It is always the same. He's talking to Sigmund Freud.
Okay.
And a most interesting dream. A significant dream, too, I think. Yes, I'm particularly fond of the bat images. What do you suppose they signify? Signify nothing. It's just a dream. Yes, perhaps, but dreams can tell us so much. They hold many secrets. They may be true of your patrons, Dr. Freud, but it's not true of me, I assure you. My dream is not some symbol-laden puzzle. It's a rather prosaic replaying of an actual event. My parents and I were waylaid by a brig, and who murdered them. Ach, such a tragedy. Struck down like that in front of your so very young eyes. It must have been left terrible scars. We can discuss this if you wish. I thank you, Doctor, but no. There's really nothing to discuss. I came here to study with you, not to be studied myself. You have my apologies, my young friend, but as I've shown you, the human mind has many layers. Things are never as clear as we think. No apologies necessary, Doctor. I appreciate your concern, as I appreciate the time and the knowledge you've given me. The fact is, I do understand the effect a trauma like mine may have, and I know there's much I've yet to learn. But my time is short. You will just have to trust me and be careful, and to have trust me to be careful, and to have been a good student. Do not fret upon that. A good student you have indeed been, my friend. The London detective said much the very same. You are leaving then? Yes, and yes, my ship departs, and yeah, so basically he heads back to Gotham. His training complete.
So yeah.
Yep.
Training around the world, and London was the last stop.
Yep, London was the last stop as he's returning to Gotham. Bruce Wayne, is that you? Is that you, boy? Jacob Parker of all. Uncle Jake, it's great to see you. You're bound for Gotham too? Yep. A man gets tired of knocking about Europe, son. Starts aching for a taste of home soil. Besides, even an expensive shyster like myself has to get on home when those fancy foreign gamblers clean him out. And don't worry though, the Wayne family fortune and your trust are still safe and waiting for you. Glad to hear that you're getting going with your life. We've all been a tad worried about you, guiding about the continent and all. I know. Then we see now here's a real odd set of ducks. Big gents, some sort of royal doctor. Little fellow's a duke or a prince or some kind. Scuttlebutts they're going to the states to escape from some scandal. Something to do with a woman, I hear. Though I also hear might have to do more and more do with a boy, if you follow me. Let me tell you, all these royal storts are really strange. Notice he's just listening. Bruce is just doing the listening.
Hmm.
And why the stuff I've heard and would, excuse me, Mr. Wayne, the captain would be honored if you would join him for dinner. So yeah, so all of this we're establishing, the world and everything, and how there's so many controversies, so many scandals, and a lot of times all you need to do is just leave town.
Hmm.
Jack is amusing and warm-hearted, yet he could be occasionally crude. I understand my father's affection for the man, but I wonder how he ever fit into polite society. I'm sure that it's a very amusing story in it itself. That's the other thing we're established. Jack is very crude. I mean, look how blunt he is, right? Great spread, I gotta say. They sure know how to spoil you on this tub. Now for dessert, I sure like to sink my teeth into a little bit of that. She's a beauty. See what I mean? He's just talking crude about the women and everything. But yeah, makes it home.
Was a norm for some men back then.
Yep. And if you need anything, Uncle Jake, don't worry, son. Don't worry, son. You won't have to keep this old hoss away. And if you won't write in with us, means some folks myself, Bruce. Looks like you are too. I'll be around. Alfred, good to see you, old fellow. And you, sir. I trust your voyage was pleasant. Quite, Alfred. My thanks for keeping the home fires burning in my absence. 5 years, Alfred. I can't tell you how much I've missed this fine city. Okay, 5 years, I feel the pushing it, especially back in those days where you had to use boats and everything.
Cool.
There was one thing to do it in the modern day where you can go around the world at a much younger age and get so much more done. 5 years? How much of that was spent traveling?
5 years? Yeah, that sounds a lot. Quite a contrast.
Yeah, now of course we don't know if he learned anything before, before he left. So for all we know, this could have been like 5 years in Europe. That'd be different.
Yeah, there's could be some things he learned in Gotham and have what education he could have gotten there, and then just go through whatever extra courses abroad.
Yep, I love this. Is it still here, Alfred? Surely, sir. After all this time, is it still ready? Yes, sir. It's been waiting for you. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a great introduction to the outfit.
Hmm.
Gotham is a wonder. It's 5 years. It has grown far beyond my imagining. It is in the day and supped with the smells, the sound, the motion of life. But at night, it's a darker place. It is my place. Excuse me, Inspector Gordon. Yeah, excuse me, Inspector Gordon. Yes, Bonnie, what is it? Someone to see you, sir. Blast, not now, Bonnie. I'm Bruce, you old layabout. Get in here. I hope you'll forgive me barging in, Jim, but I was in the neighborhood. Capital, welcome back, lad. How was Europe? Fine, fine. Thanks in some part to you. Your referrals were very helpful. Inspector Dunsey of the Surrettes sends his regard, by the way. So, what's your plan now? Oh, just idle dabbling in this and that. I suppose you know how we rich layabouts are. Very funny. No chance you'd enjoy dabbling in any real police work. Heavens no. Sounds like too much actual labor trouble. Always. You've been gone. You've got the perspective. Can you believe how big this city's grown in a single decade? And how dirty it's become? The new industry, the population surge, the criminal element, the evil in Gotham is getting stronger and stranger. But surely Gotham's finance can keep things under control. Barely, Bruce. Take this one, a real merry widower, or rich old ladies, then poison them with the sterntzing, and 10 of them, 10, and tried to kill himself when we caught him. The loon took some of his own poison. Not enough. Didn't kill him, just paralyzed his face. Happy looking Jasper, eh?
Oh, yeah.
The Joker!
That image I have seen online in a circle here and there.
Yep. Gotham City is overripe for. Oh yeah, basically a whole lot of pontificating and everything as we focus on some of the ladies. As hurry up with the damn fuse, Jank, and relax, Briscoe. Ain't no need to rush. We got the Watchman and Kelsey standing lookout. We got no trouble, son. And sure enough, holy, what in hell, Briscoe? Ah, hold it there, you freak, or I'll. You. I don't know what the devil you are, but you're clearing out. Else I'm blowing this fella's head all over the room. I mean it. I'll do it. Stay back. Get away. I'll kill him. I will. Oh, no, please. Oh, God. I'll take it from here, mister. Thanks. If you don't mind my asking, what in heaven's name are you? I love that. It's just, he doesn't have it. He just getting close. It's enough to freak them out.
Yeah, it's like whatever. There's just so part. I would imagine it's like it's so he's so paralyzed in fear that he doesn't know that whatever he does, the next thing that Batman does would be much worse or whatever unknown.
Exactly. And again, the fact is though, Batman's even more effective here than he would be in the 80s or whatever. The 80s, you have people, because you've never seen anything like Batman before back then. The 80s, you'd be like, what's this crazy get up? It has to be him beating you before you finally freak out.
Yeah, not to mention that's the industrial era in the late 1800s, so there is no light pollution to make Batman be seen more clearer.
Yes.
Here he can be just a black mob moving out in the darkness.
Exactly. And look at this montage here. Just keeping Batman always in the shadow. Bad haunts city. Is Batman killer? City gripped by fear. McNaugh's artwork is incredible, isn't it? But yeah, he brings a lovely young lady to there. Madeline and Gwendolyn Hervey is with him. And yeah, meets Gordon. Can you believe it, Bruce? They've got me set up here like a prize pony. Blast it, doing tricks for all these rich no offense, none taken. Thanks to Blowhard and Commissioner Tolliver, I've got to spend half my evenings answering morbid questions about the new rash of street killings, and the other half convincing old biddies that there's not an 8-foot and vampire thirsting for their blood. My considered opinion that if you catch this Batman, you catch your killer. Heavens, and Tolliver, I hope your police can stop this Nosferatu. Tolliver, surely these killings are the work of a sick man, not some fantastic creature. Basically now, there's a new thing of killers going on, and happening at the same time as Batman doing it, so of course they're going to connect the two when they're not. Mark my words, and gentlemen, so long as I'm the commissioner of police, lunatics will not walk the streets of Gotham with impunity. I found her again. I had thought myself rid of her mockery. Many times I had cut the laughter from her throat, and yet still she taunts me. As in London, she proves deductively and difficult to kill. No matter, it's easy work, and a task I very much enjoy. Oh yes. Jack the Ripper in Gotham.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And evening, but yeah, we go through all of these. Obviously, since we got a lot to go over, I'm not covering everything. But still, like, that is a mark of success. To the people of Gotham, the Batman is a figure of mystery. Yeah, I can't help but wonder if I made the right decision, undertaking my mission in this manner. Certainly, I've struck fear in the heart of the criminal element, and yet, to judge by the conversation of last night's partygoers, Gotham innocents know not what to make of me either. Evening, Alfred. Is Bruce? Inspector Gordon. I'm afraid Master Wayne is away this evening. Business? He's out and catting about Gotham, I'd wager. Well, tell Bruce I'm sorry I missed him again, Alfred. Certainly. Good night, gentlemen. Away? And doing what, I wonder? Stopping the Ripper would help ease people's fear of the Batman. But do I even want? No. Oh, God, no. Please help me. Hush now, my pretty. This won't take but a second. Damn! Damn! Dear boss, hello to America. Hello to Gotham City. Truly the streets are paved in gold. Though they'll run red for I and for I am through. My knife is as sharp as ever, and no whore is safe, even if she don't take money. Ha ha! Yours truly, Jack the Ripper. Ripper did that. Jack did that.
Yeah,
You, yeah,
I
he would
think
taunt them.
I think I saw a short story or somewhere Jack the Ripper was used as a kind of supporting or opening narrative device.
Yeah,
There was that it was him writing some letter that was using
yeah.
that similar kind of pensive.
Yep.
Or,
Now the postcard. Every turn in this bloody case leads nowhere. It's a mountain of conflicting testimonies and insubstantial evidence. No witnesses, no leads, no hope. It's over, Gordon. Sir, I didn't like you still here. Did you hear me, Gordon? We have our man. Got his file a short while ago. Tells us everything we need to know. Get your coat on, Jim. We're off to Wayne Manor. Let's find how your friend Bruce spends his nights. Uh-oh. And really, most irregular, sir. And what exactly is this about, Inspector? I'm afraid that the commissioner has fastened upon the absurd notion that you're our Ripper, Bruce. Search everything, men. By all means, gentlemen, search to your heart's content. I've nothing to hide. Nothing, sir. If you're referring to my evening clothes, Alfred, my uniform equipment have been moved to a safe place. Quite safe. If no one has any objections, then I shall return to my breakfast. Alpha will be happy to repair this wild goose when you've chased it down. Sir, my, such sad faces. Try not to take your disappointment too harshly, Commissioner. Bruce, why, Jim, I don't understand. What's wrong? I'm afraid you'll have to come with us, Bruce. Tulliver wants to know how you thought you could hide these. Oh dear. So yeah, we get through a whole thing about the trial and how everything is being pinned on him.
Okay, but that most of that, even in the time, doesn't that come across as circumstantial evidence, or if it was hidden too poorly,
True,
or
but
hidden
they
in plain
probably
sight?
also thought that he got. But you just as easily claim he got lazy, arrogant.
Okay.
Especially with how he was acting here. It's like, I've got nothing to hide.
Okay, that makes
But yeah,
sense.
we can summarize the trouble. The indictment against me for the murder of those women were read. Uncle Jack acting as my counsel, assuring me that the state's case is weak and guarantees me a speedy acquittal. We heard the opening remarks by Gotham esteemed district attorney. Within 10 minutes, I was called a murderous monster 4 times and a bloodlusting maniac twice. I had thought Harvey and I were friends. Wait, that's Harvey? Nice beard.
Which one? That one, yeah.
Yeah, nice beard.
Yeah, kind of. I don't remember quite clearly the movie. It has been years since I first saw it, but even there they had Harvey be more like his mainstream counterpart and not.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel.
More clean shaven. Not.
I don't know how I feel about him having that beard. But like I said, the fact is, let's be honest, it doesn't look good for Bruce, though. Gone for years during the time of the murders and everything.
Yeah.
He comes back and the murders start up again. But yeah, but of course, he's dealing through all of this. The Ripper is said to have medical training, and so my relationship with my father, the doctor, is invoked. Prosecution and defense both rested today. Dent eloquently urged the jury to find me guilty. Uncle Jake, however, passionately hammered away at the prosecution's shaky case, pointing out the coincidences and inconsistencies and accusing Tulliver of a vendetta. He has inspired me with new confidence. Sir, might it not be wise to reveal how you really spend your nights? I've considered it, old friend, but no. The general public knows a little difference between the Ripper and the Batman. I'm afraid that confession would be seen as an admission of guilt or my insanity. Besides, they have no case. Bruce Wayne is Jack the Ripper! Holding Wayne here seems a little extreme. At Arkham Asylum, Warden Blackwell, he's a convicted mad dog killer, Gordon. I've read about his victim. This is more than he deserves. Yes, the patented therapeutic Arkham compassion. You may go now, Blackwell. Hello, Bruce. Inspector, do you have it? Yes, everything we have on the Ripper and filch from Tulliver. What you may and find, I don't know, but I hope to God there's something. Jim,
So,
yeah,
so
what?
Gordon does believe that Bruce is not the Ripper.
Yeah, they even said that. I appreciate your help. If Tulliver knew, damn it, Bruce, this whole case is absurd. You're no killer. You're the sanest man I know. Exactly. I hope you're right, Jim. I do hope you're right. I'll work with this. In the meantime, you watch the streets. For if you believe in my innocence, then you know that the real killer is still loose, waiting to strike again. Soon. My only hope of survival lies in my soul. So yes, throughout all this, he's going through it all, still trying to figure it out because before he goes to the gallows. Jack stopped by with the terrible news. My appeal was denied. The powers that be in Gotham, ancient to set this whole mess behind them, are content that they found their killer. Of course, typical of the old days.
Hmm.
How many people were killed off because they were convinced they had their killer, only to many years later find out the truth?
Yeah, that's
I mean, there was
yeah.
that one incident of that one guy who was mentally disabled, but because of some of his erratic behavior, they were so convinced he did it when it was a corrupt cop.
Uh, yeah.
And they didn't know, but even then, they never. It took until recent years for his name to be cleared.
And by then it was.
Yeah, but of course now they're thinking it's a when they do think about the killings, they think it's a copycat. October 30th, nothing, nothing, nothing. What? And daguerreotypes. My father's Civil War medical detachment. The regimental flag. The symbol stamped on the murder knife. Hey, this knife belongs to my father, but he's dead, long gone, and the others. Others. Of course. Master Bruce, are you there, sir? Only briefly, Alfred. I've opened the door. I need your help. I'm living. Thank heavens. You know how I pleaded with you to break the law and to break the law that put me here. Perhaps I've not been thinking clearly, but the law, Alfred, it's what I've sworn to uphold. I cannot betray it, nor betray Gordon, and always done. But I know now the situation is more chilling than I ever imagined. So basically, swapped with Alfred. Stay quiet, Alfred,
Oh,
and pray this crude deception works. I must go there and go. There's a madman loose in my city.
ah,
And of course,
that
yeah,
is that is one of those tricks that you could still pull back then.
not now, but back then,
Mm.
yes. Because they all the only guards they had were whoever was walking.
Yeah, no
I
cameras, no
no
wall guns,
nothing.
or no nothing.
Yep. I've kept my ears shut to her laughter time and again as I've waited. If I had dealt with her as before, it would have ruined the case against Wade. But he swings at dawn. I need wait no longer. By the time they discover her, Wayne will be twisting in the breeze, and I'll be long gone. Oh my God! No! 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 Where? 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 I run! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Get away! Go ahead, run. You will not get away. Hey! And that's it, and ladies, faster, faster, yeah! It's over. You're not going anywhere. Jacob Parker and Packer.
Hmm.
You bastard! Why, Packer? Why did you kill all those women? Had to shut her up. Stop her laughter. Who? Whose laughter? Martha. Martha Wayne. Martha. During the war, I assisted a doctor named Thomas Wayne. Afterwards, he tried to introduce me to his highfalutin society. Me, a scruffy farmer's kid from Pennsylvania. Tom was always so generous. Paid my way to medical school. When I flunked out, he got me into law school. Said a man needed a profession. I wanted for nothing, even when I graduated bottom of the class. Tom arranged enough business to push me into a thriving practice. Made me the family solicitor, too. Arrogant bastard. I had everything I wanted, except Martha. I thought she was the purest, most beautiful girl ever. I loved her. Tom had everything. I deserved one thing of my very own. Just one. Martha. But when I confessed my devotion, she laughed at me, rejected and mocked me. Her mockery humiliated me, haunted me. It was a long spell, for I figured out how to handle it. Tom was a cool one, carried on as if nothing had happened, but he knew, and he was laughing too. Even their whelp found me amusing, but it was Martha's laughter that what rang the loudest, laughing and saying I wasn't good enough. She still says it. She says it every night. She followed me everywhere. Europe, London, Whitechapel, laughing. Laughing. Even after I hired a man to kill her. Kill her good. The kid got away that night, but I fixed him. Before he could start laughing too. Packer, I'm not laughing. Bruce, didn't know, Bruce. You killed my parents, and you killed those women, and you framed me for your crimes. Now I should kill you. Yes, kill me. Stop! Hold it right there. What's going on? This man is your Ripper, Gordon. The man who really slaughtered those poor women. His name is Jacob Packer. What? And just who are you? It doesn't matter. This is your killer. Arrest him. It's true. I'm your man. Killed the women here and in London. Even killed a couple whores in Paris, what no one ever connected. Then framed Wayne. All that blood, I've been very bad. I see. All right, both of you are coming with us. Yes, indeedy. Very, very bad. Yours truly, Jack the Ripper. Ah, kill him! Thank you, Inspector. You, what was this all about? Why was he killing all those women? Who truly understands the actions of a madman, Inspector? You've enough evidence now to release Wayne. Yes, but you, I am leaving. Inspector, should we stop him? I doubt we ever could, officer. No, let him go. For good or ill, it appears Gotham has found his own guardian angel. And God help us, I suspect we're going to need him. And that was it.
Yeah.
How was that? We'll get to the others, but how was that?
Well,
nice,
it was
short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet. That's probably best way. The kindest way to call it. The era of representation was pretty well done, and everyone were the products of their time.
Exactly.
And so on. And like we already went through this, Batman was as a monster in the night portrayed rather convenient that people would see him as such. And
yeah, a lot of setup with a rapid payoff. I've noticed. Would you agree with that? Like so much of the build up and everything, but then I gotta say, it's good. It is really good. But you go to tell why this was the very first Elseworld. It's rough. It is rough still by comparison.
Yeah, like the what's it called? Early installment weirdness.
Exactly. Especially with the fact that it just rushes to the end, then doesn't it? You know, like we don't even see Bruce get out.
It was the knife.
Yeah. You know, I gotta say, the story for Jack the Ripper, it works here for an explanation. It works. Now, do I think Martha was being malicious when she laughed? Probably not. She probably, knowing Martha the way she usually is, she probably laughed it off like oh, you.
Yeah, and a desperate man, or not actually, but someone who probably like if it was so that he and Thomas Wayne, they both served in the war, and Thomas wanted to bring him as a friend back with him after the war was ended, and essentially helped him get to go to med school and the law school.
Failed law school, bottom of his class in law school, but Thomas didn't give up. But I could see why the guy felt like he pitied me.
Yeah.
Which I doubt Thomas pitied him. Pitied him.
Yeah, but not to mention, for such an underachiever who was hanging out with that high class people, he must have suffered
imposter syndrome. Up the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the artwork was incredible. I will say that the artwork was incredible for Mignola. Or this was Mignola in his prime.
And
I love the way Batman was, but though, it's mostly he's not the greatest detective. If you notice, it took him how long before he finally figured it out? And that's because he wasn't frustrated and he figured it out. It's like, how did he miss it until that moment?
11th hour.
Yeah, the 11th hour. Exactly. It's like, yeah, not the greatest detective, but this one was Master of the Future. We get more of the traditional Batman trappings here.
Okay.
With artwork by the late Eduardo Barreto. There comes a time, I think, when one must get about the business of living. A man must eventually leave behind the idealistic aspirations of youth and embrace the reality of adult responsibility. Right. And right you are, Bruce, old man. And when we are children, we all make plans and childishly solemn resolution that we can't just stand the light cast by maturity. Indeed, we do, Bruce. I mean, when I was 12, I wanted to be a big game hunter of all things. Exactly, Teddy. How many of us actually become the thing we dream of being as boys? I, for one, have finally left the trappings of my childhood schemes well behind me. From now on, it's sober adult pursuits and nothing but for me. So basically, they're saying he gave up being Batman after dealing with Jack the Ripper.
Huh. And
At
Gordon had
first.
such high hopes and
Yeah.
things about letting him go to do good, and he just.
Yep. Excitement. Well, that explains this little escapade. And well, it seems anything sober adult about watching two overgrown men beat the bejesus out of each other, particularly when the fellow you bet on is losing, eh? Besides, Teddy, isn't this the sort of thing we rich young wrestlers are expected to pursue when we become adults? Guess you're right. Damnation, he's down for good. Settle down, lad. It's only money. We've plenty of that. I know, but it's the principle of the thing. I had a reliable tip on that helpless brute. I think I smell an arrangement. This was no fair fight, you hooligans. This Max was fetched, Teddy. Fixed, eh? Then an honest lad like yourself should have no trouble dealing with Dexter here in a fair fight. Nobody calls me a cheat. But what does Bruce do? My friend is uninterested in your offer. May I fight in his place? But yep, and it goes about as well as you expected.
Yeah.
Great day, look at that. How on earth did you do that, Bruce? He was a monster. Yep. I tell you back then. Was
it a short fight? Like this was still back in the day when the Batman One Punch meme was a thing before the One Punch Man manga came out. But it looks like Bruce just one punched the guy.
It does. Now, actually, so I take it back. Apparently, he didn't give up on it. So, yeah. Or maybe he claimed he gave up on it. But yeah, but still, yeah. Come on. Julie, honestly, the tales you spin. This is the truth, Maddie. He saved me from sure death not 3 months ago. Nurse Brash, so this is from 3 months ago. So yeah, he's helped save a bunch of them and everything and beats the crap out of them. I tried to call out to him, but shock had stolen my voice. Thankfully, no warning was necessary. Somehow he knew. Oh, the guy was on the swing at him and whoop-boom! Before he knew it, it was over. I gathered my nerve and called out to our savior. Perhaps he was afraid I'd see his real face, or maybe just shy, but he was careful not to meet my gaze. But yeah, when you can see through his face, the eyes and everything.
Yeah, that's there's no white lenses, and it's
no, they didn't have those back then.
No, not even then. And in the Earth 1 comics, they try to use this style again with.
Yeah, Julie, this is the most incredible thing I've ever heard, but all true, Maddie, I swear. And I should think you'd have been frightened, absolutely witless. They say that the bat is a monster, a vampire, something worse. That is patently ridiculous. I stood as close to him as I am to you. He's a man, no question about it. Very special man, but a man to be sure. And I think a man this city needs very much. We're moving into the future, Maddie. There's a new century just 8 years away. The world is moving faster, getting meaner, I think. We need a guardian, if you will. Someone to keep us from the principal away from the abyss. But now he's vanished. So yeah, I did bet then. He did give it up. Damn it, where has he got to do? He shows up out of nowhere to solve one of the city's worst crimes, gets me named commissioner and Tollivar elected mayor, but not taking credit for stopping the Ripper. Spends a year saving the city again and again. Oh, so he stuck around for at least a year, then disappears just when we need him most. Thanks to Tulliver and his fair, Gotham will soon be crawling with visitors from all over the globe, and with them, every pickpocket, confidence man, and stick-up artist in 6 states. We're going to be stretched beyond our capacity. In extraordinary times, we need extraordinary help. We need him. Where is he? Sir? Is it really over, Alfred? Oh, I should think so, sir. You did catch the man responsible for your parents' deaths, after all. Yes, Uncle Jacob Packer, the man known as Jack the Ripper, and hell rest his twisted soul. But still I wonder. Sir, in the 18 months since then, you've attempted to carry on as this Batman person, and found yourself full of doubts about the rightness of your cause. With him gone, it seemed that my vow had been fulfilled, my parents avenged. And that's all I've ever set out to accomplish, after all. Still, perhaps you should rest now, sir. You do have that early meeting, so I do like it. He didn't give up right away, but eventually he lost the will.
Yeah, but like if he started out being Batman too, like in some medias he does it. He started that because the killer was never caught.
Yes,
and being Batman was his way of hunting down and getting revenge. But then when but then after that's done and he has no purpose for it anymore, then he needs to discover that purpose for being Batman again.
Exactly. This plays off of something that basically that's why Denny O'Neil refused to have it be he found Joe Chill, because he saw there's no point of him being Batman. Most people would disagree with that, but I like how this meets it halfway. But yeah, so meanwhile now, I'm sorry you made the trip all this way from Wyoming, Mr. Cody, but we told you plainly when you wrote the answer is no. Yes, Your Honor, but with all due respect, certainly the fine city of Gotham means you no insult, Mr. Cody. Your fame and reputation precedes you. But this exposition is a celebration of this nature's future, not its barbaric past. Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind, my Wild West shows have never failed to turn a very tidy profit. And as our eastern trips are infrequent at best, the demand should guarantee a large... Thank you, Mr. Cody. Oh, this is what to play on Wild Bill.
Oh.
You know, the Wild Bill traveling show?
Yeah, I think I came across it in some unrelated story and
yeah,
probably in some Donald Duck comics.
Yep, Your Honor, is it really a good idea to turn away proven revenues from already dubious enterprise such as your fair? The council has endured countless speeches from you, promising the moon and delivering nothing so far, but the possibility of citywide bankruptcy. Oh, for God's sakes, Thorne, we have certainly endured many similar ravings from you, but perhaps for once you might consider actually serving your city. And this fair is exactly what we need to bring in revenues. Your Honor, I for one most fervently hope you are right, Mr. Mayor. I would also hope that some small portion of that much debated revenue might find its way back into my slum renewal program. Yes, Mr. Claypool. Let me remind you that my public housing bill was tabled temporarily. Only, yes. Can't any of you listen? This exposition will bring in the money. It will provide hundreds of jobs. But more importantly, it will show Gotham the world that Gotham has its eyes on the future. Fool! You people know nothing nothing about the future. You celebrate nothing but infantile daydreams. This future you rush to embrace is a sham. Look at him, will you? Who do you think he is? You idiots dream of engines that befoul the air and factories that ruin your waterways. And you call it progress? Who are you? I am Alexander Leroy. I am the master of your future. I am the man of tomorrow. I bring you my terms. Name me master of your fair, of your city, and the city is saved. Ignore me, and I shall strike with the fire of the sun and burn you to the ground. Get him! The lunatic is threatening me! You have my conditions, and consider them carefully. I will know what you've decided. Adieu. After him. He can't get far. We're 9 stories up. Huh? Is that what we were and what we can expect from your fair, Your Honor? Madmen throwing us in our own chambers? Don't be ridiculous, Rupert. No sign of him, sir. Don't see how he could, but he got clean, get away. Are you going to meet his demands? Shut down the exposition? Of course not, Gordon. How can we take the lunatic seriously? How can one man do anything to the city? No, the fair will go on. Mark my word, in 6 weeks' time, the city will celebrate, and no one will dare interfere. And they're not taking this man seriously? Well, it is difficult to know what to make of him. He and his threats were so outlandish, so weird. and none of us is expert at dealing with that. Only one man is. He's apparently gone. Batman. Really,
Hmm.
Julie, I find this obsession of yours most distressing. If I didn't know better, I suspect romantic infatuation. Bruce Wayne, you are such a ridiculous male, and in spite of that, you are the only one I have any romantic feelings for. This is something different. My interest in Batman is more a sociological one. We've only seen a small glimmer of the good he can do. Sociological, eh? Well, call it what you will. Is it not funny? Our innocent days are over, Bruce. There are more maniacs like Leroy out there just waiting to prey on us. We need someone who is prepared for a man of mean tomorrow, and we need a champion for today. All right. Well,
Hmm.
Antonio, I'm off to meet our partner to hear. What would the answer be? Though part of me hopes they say no. I do love to see things burn. As I predicted, the fools will now bow. A matter of little import, my friend. I've been anticipating a test for my new solar lens anyway. Yes, well, remember, we have a deal. Do not fret. Leroy always keeps his word. Our bargain stands. Why are you doing this? Why? When one is blessed with absolute vision, it would be wrong not to use that gift, yes? And when that vision tells of a terrible tomorrow, it would also be wrong to not share that, correct? This insight I possess gives me a clear picture of the dark road we now travel. I alone can guide mankind off this reckless path. Man is so enamored of the future that he will sacrifice all his resources, sacrifice everything he needs to machines of convenience to get there. If I must destroy in order to teach them, and then I must. And in rebuilding, they will remember. They will learn. It is and really very simple to see all these things, particularly for one who lives in the clouds. I must go now. I have several weeks of work yet to do. Au revoir.
Hmm.
So, and I was right. In the past months, we've heard nothing of that Leroy person. He was a crackpot after all, it appears. You're late, Wayne. I've no, but yeah, basically, so they're getting ready to get going when things start to go crazy. What the? I don't know. And be careful. Get down. Down. Oh, and look out for God's sake. Got to do. Someone's actually starting to shoot at them now. Throws it there. Like, what was that all about? Oh, my back. Blast you, Wayne. You almost killed me. I mean, I was rather clumsy of me. Sorry. So yeah, the master. You ignored me. The city burns.
Yeah.
You die. Deadly toys or not, this maniac is just one man. Beef up police protection. Do whatever it takes, but my fair goes on. But yeah, this is why we need the Batman. There were plenty who think Batman is a madman too. I doubt it. And I doubt it. But maybe it's true. And maybe that's what it takes to get the job done.
Hmm.
Could Gordon be right? Do you set a crazy man to catch a crazy man? So now he's starting to wonder. Well, old man, what do you say? Should we resurrect you for the common good? Sir,
Huh.
are you down here, sir? I've been looking everywhere. Oh my. Oh no.
Hmm.
Tolliver is an idiot. How does he expect us to protect his fare? I'm dreadfully certain that Leroy means business. A very nasty sort of business indeed. And then, sure enough, Leroy showed up. You have underestimated me again, fool, for the last time. After this, you must learn to take me at my word. Leroy always keeps his word. He's crazy. Go call the police. No. Oh, God. Oh, God. Please don't kill me. I'll give you anything you want. Anything. It is much too late now for that, Mr. Mayor. But not to worry. I have no interest in killing you. I want to open your eyes, to teach you. Now my ship and our business await. Let us be off. No, not out the wind. Have I not been most patient thus far, mon ami? Please do not make me regret this. Go. You should be honored, you know. This is a very rare invitation I offer. Welcome
Hmm.
to my home among the clouds. Ahead is the man Solon and the main Solon and command bridge, the very beating heart of this glorious bird of prey. Antonio, I am returning, and we have a guest. The mayor has kindly joined us for our sampling of our fabulous view, and perhaps later a discussion of philosophy. But first things first, Antonio, let's not be rude. Mr. Mayor, allow me to present my great good friend and esteemed partner, Signor Antonio de Lavallo. Is a robot!
Ah.
So yeah, they're heading over
Oh.
to where is Tolliver? This is his party after all. Pompous, over and bearing, waste of money. But as soon as they get there, but impressed or not, Well, there's your so vaunted fare, Mr. Mayor. Quite an array. I must say that I am impressed in spite of myself. But impressed or not, I spoke of lessons, did I not? Yes, it is time you learned. Now, and come now the lesson. I told you that this fair was an affront to reason. I told you that I would have, and I would have to cancel have it canceled as tribute to my superior intellect. And yet it goes on. I also told you that I would burn your city to the ground, and so I shall. Oh yes, indeed I shall. I, there must be something we could do. I mean, it's too late. As I've said, there's no more thing to be done. Time only for learning and for burning. Please don't do this. Uh-oh.
Oi.
And jam! And
Was that?
then, what? It's a sun gun. It's a sun gun.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was trying to say it. Yeah, so
It's a
there's
sun gun. Yeah.
mirrors and magnifying glasses. That's just
Please stop this. I'll give you anything you want. This is I want. Magnificent, is it not? This is insane. I beg you, please. I'm afraid that our time is up, sir. I have no more, to teach you, and you must be getting down to your flock. I think they need you very much. It's best that you hurry to them. No, no. Oh, jeez. Where is she? Julie. Wait, that buzzing. The airship. He's just sitting up there watching us burn, gloating. If only I could get my hands on him. Get up there. It might work. It has to. So he gets to what looks like a flying machine. Alfred. Yes, sir. I knew I could count on you to be on the sick of this thing. I thought you might need this. Thank you, old friend. Let's see if I can actually do some good. Oh boy, everything's just going to hell. And there's Julie, of course, like, oh Lord, a child. Hold on, I'm coming. Goes in there to try and help. Quickly, the rest of the roof will go in seconds. It's you. Thank you, It was my pleasure. I must go. Yes, go. Stop him. And now, it is a bit bitter responsibility I bear, Antonio, but I must be strict. And now they will understand. It's working. So he's using the glider.
oh.
What's this?
Oh.
Somehow the sheep strikes back. Antonio, I must be off immediately. Damn them, and now they will really pay. And now we will destroy this whole wretched city. We're going up now. Attack me, they never learn. Hey, Antonio? No, you will not get away. Whatever it was, it missed. No. What? How? It ends now, maniac, and you will pay for your crimes. Who are you to command me? Ooh, Antonio! None. You have killed him. You monster, you've killed my only friend. Now you die. On guard! Damn fiend! So you sought to stop me, to punish me? This will not happen. You have invaded my sanctum, fool. I cannot be beaten here. We'll see about that. Take that! I know this place too well. You cannot best me. Yeah! So long as I have space to fly, the advantage is not all yours. But you, my friend, have no wings. Ah! First blood belongs to me. Now for the coup de grace. Ah! And I'll claim that as second blood. Surrender, Leroy. This can't go on forever. The victor does not surrender, fool. Leroy does not surrender. Something is going on, Leroy. This thing is vibrating itself to pieces. Do not attempt to distract me with trickery. Are you blind and deaf, man? We have to get out of here. You will not escape me, coward. Face your death like a man. My God, it sounds as though the gas mains are blowing. We have to get out of here now. No, I will not be cheated. The spoils are mine. Mine for the taking. Then take them, maniac. Enjoy them. Enjoy them in hell. We were lucky.
Oh, the humanity.
Yep, we were lucky. Pure and simple. The fire was confined only to the areas first struck, and the firemen finally beat it last night. Alexander Leroy's future ended before it began. Sadly, 133 men and children lost their futures as well. Yes, including our late illustrious mayor. You know, of course, that I'm running in the special election to replace him, and unopposed so far. Unless Capo decides to throw his hat in, I don't think you have to worry about that. And come in. I've been waiting for you. Frankly, Claypool. What? You? You know why I'm here. Yes. Oh, yes, I was Leroy's accomplice. How did you know? Nothing more than a hunch, really. Leroy swore to destroy the fair and the city's finest, but he pointedly destroyed the riverside slums. Hardly our finest anything. It could have been a mistake, a misguided attack, but that didn't feel right. So I asked Commissioner Gordon to check the ownership of that property. He chased through a maze of false land holdings and companies, but he finally found me. I own that property. I bought it to sell back to the city secretly when my slum renewal program was first approved. And when the fair jeopardized the program, you decided to profit on the insurance instead. Yes, it was pure greed, but I never expect the cost. Lord, all those lives, all those people. Thank God someone stopped that madman Leroy. Lovely, isn't it? And thanks again. Thanks to Batman. And I hope he's back to stay. Who can say? He's quite the mystery man after all. Oh, Bruce, who can say indeed? You can say, of course. What are you talking about, Julie? You, Bruce. I'm talking about you. Being Batman. I knew for sure the night you saved that little girl and me, that mask does not disguise the eyes of the man I love. Now that you know, what will you do? Do? Bruce, you know where I stand on Batman. All I will do is support and encourage and go on loving you no matter what. See, that's what to be Julie Madison.
Yeah, I got that idea, and also I didn't recognize that in those very early comics that Bob Kane and Bill Finger made, where Julie was Bruce's those very early love interest.
Yeah, yes, very much so.
Yeah, it's like in the Mad Monk, for example, where Bruce saved her and drove her home and there, and I also now that you went through it, I even saw that the eyes were paired. You can recognize someone from their eyes.
Yep, and they kept calling her Maddie as well.
Ooh.
Julie Madison.
Oh.
But yeah, Gotham needs Batman, Bruce. Please take care of them. That was a good one. That one felt much more Batman-like.
Yeah, that went more in that section. Also, the Roy character, I was trying to see that it was great.
An original villain.
Yeah, original villain. But there was also some in the fencing part at the end. It was kind of reminded me of Chevalier.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the funny thing about Leroy, he matches so many of Batman's villains, the Cavalier, and so many of the others.
Yeah, Cavalier, Chevalier, depends on how you.
Yeah.
Yep. And one of my early videos when I did the Legends of the Dark Knight issue, where there was that original Chevalier, I pronounced it as Chevalier.
Mm-hmm. But we got one more we're going to more breeze through, and that was the Search for Ray Palmer, Gotham by Gaslight. I'm just going to breeze through it, but it's set in that same point. We have the Monitor, Donna Troy, Kyle Rayner, and Jason Todd are there looking through. The whole point of this is that we see that Bruce is still being Batman here, and we also get a Gotham by Gaslight Blue Beetle.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, or something like Ted Cord. Blue Beetle.
And he's very fitting, if you ask me. Oh, but some of the expressions here, like, you've been writing me all day.
Yeah,
and we're under the gun, Kyle.
Jason's face, Donna's face.
Yeah, Donna's face here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like Brian Augustine, but this here it's not endearing, but we're not here about that.
Yeah, we're not that.
Yep. Oh, Jason seeing Batman. And a man bat. But yeah, it would seem that the scare's power could hurt the thing. Blue Beetle? My Azore Conrad and cohort has yet to make himself publicly known. How could you possibly know his name? It was a guess. This guy's got a mystic Egyptian scarab and a blue outfit that adds up to a blue beetle where I come from. What? But yeah, meets up with them. It turns out he met up with Ray Palmer, giving him this symbol and everything. And does the Bat Demon have anything to do with Palmer? I can't see how. Well, it's possible that somebody followed us from the vampire world, because that's where they just came from.
Yeah, that's something I remember. I think I read this a lot of many years ago, and I remember, and I covered also this when I did Red Sun, when I did the Red Sun issue.
Yep, and here though, it's more of a obviously it's not fitting in with the main story. It's more like a follow-up, but the fact that the original writer is why I'm bringing it up, because it's Augustine. He still has the good handling of things. Oh, but then it turns out Kyle had been bitten beforehand and had been tainted by the vampire.
Yeah, but since that's the mainstream version of Kyle, it's probably not very
Yeah.
strong.
Oh yeah, they used the scarab to heal him. He's restored to normal. But yeah, it turns out, yeah, he was attacked back then, and that all those bat demons were projections he was doing subconsciously.
Huh.
Yep, but yeah, so of course they leave, and thanks for the exorcism. Good luck. I think we'll be seeing each other again soon, along with Ray Palmer, come what may. Sure, and sure, right after the next 131 worlds. There are only 52 worlds, Kyle. You know that. Traveling to countless other worlds. What must that be like? I may find out soon enough. Perhaps we ought to accelerate my training just in case. So he's more the Robin than than Blue Beetle.
Mm.
But yeah, that's what led into the Red Sun. But overall, what did you think about this entire world?
It is when you need to reinvent something in a different setting. It did build itself somewhat well, and also it cut out certain elements that probably would not have fit in.
Probably
like Joker
not.
was basically just used as a off the screen character.
Yeah, a gag, and yeah, you didn't. If you see about, there were not any Batman version, Gaslight versions of his rogues. Nowhere in this.
No,
aside from Joker, but overall, though, I can see now why there's not much to work with to make a full-length movie out of it.
Yeah, they needed to bring a lot of other stuff from that Master.
So I can see why they made the changes they made, even though I didn't like the twist. I did not like the twist whatsoever. It makes sense.
Yeah,
you know, when you have to expand it.
Like it's been some years, a lot of years since I saw it. I still remember what the twist was.
Oh, we can just say it here. We can just say it here. Jim Gordon is Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, it's Jim Gordon. But there's also wasn't it done like that? They needed it to be a twist villain ending because that was a hype, like a something of a.
Well, you would have had but the twist though with Jacob Packer wouldn't have been. No one would have cared. It'd be like, oh yeah, introduce the new guy. Yep, he's Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, it's that. But they could have also done like something that they could have still had it be Becker, and they could have like expanded on it and like how, not what, but how. That's
exactly.
Even when it comes to some spoiler territory stuff, it would. I didn't think that okay, I'm spoiled about something that happens in a movie I have not seen, but the build up on how we get to that reveal, that can still be an experience you can enjoy.
Exactly.
Rather than just have it be other thing.
Exactly. But the explanation for Gordon actually made a lot of sense. Being abused in an orphanage and everything, and like the sisters beat him regularly. I could see that happening.
Yeah, for the era, it's
it's equally as good as Martha laughing at Packer. And but overall, and it's a good world to set up. It is a very good world, but it's also a limited one. I've realized. I mean, that's why that countdown story felt so out of the ordinary. Having the scarab and everything, it's like, wait, when was there mysticism?
Yeah, not that I think about it. I eventually I need to write all of this down for the video eventually.
I'm giving you a lot to do.
Like going over the Master of the Future, that could probably take some like a page or a half or page and a half. But that countdown issue is probably something that I could explain in a sentence or two.
Yeah, they go there, meet Blue Beetle, deal with some vampire stuff, and magic exists. What? But Master of the Future, I think that's where a lot more of the animated movie takes its elements from, is from that.
Yeah, like the world in itself, like it takes the story plot line or story elements on the Gaslight stuff with the Jack the Ripper, but then it's basically like the structure, and Master of the Future is the building blocks built around.
Exactly, especially the finale. They still have the blimp. They still have the blimp, if I recall.
Yeah, and I also remember they were at the end. They were fighting at the World Fair, which was then set on fire.
Exactly. So they took that element from this as well, and I really think you do have to look at this almost as a two-parter, almost and the way it leads into it, saying that he stopped Jack the Ripper, but then what happens next, and we find out what happens next. But like I say, Leroy, I don't really care for Leroy overall. He's an interesting character, but he's flat, probably because he is an original villain. We don't know much about him other than he's an arrogant ass who somehow can predict. He's a futurist. That's all he is.
Yeah, not the flamboyant guy who knew how to present himself.
Exactly.
Like step
But he's
into
doing
the
it for
room
money.
and everyone sees him.
But that's the thing, though. He has a motive, but he's doing it for money. That kind of conflicts with each other, doesn't it? Like, he's being paid to do it, and yet he wants to do that because he wants to show his superiority.
Yeah, this could have used some couple of more rewrites.
It definitely could have. But again, overall, at least they didn't try to do a Gaslight version of Two-Face or Ivy or anything. This has to be one of the more grounded stories. Because they kept it to being less flamboyant about it. I mean, he was flamboyant himself, but still grounded. Now, how he made that robot is anyone's guess. That pushed it, but it didn't break it.
A lot of a huge kind of worms when it comes to that.
But I'd say Bruce, I liked how he's more Bruce than he is Batman in this story. Did you ever notice that? Batman was less his dominant personality. The fact that he was willing to put it away tells you that he was more Bruce.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, he was mostly Bruce throughout all this. Like 3/4 of this was Bruce for both books.
Yeah, maybe it's the whole psychology of Batman and Bruce Wayne. That stuff didn't come much of a thing. It did come across a thing like around this time. I think the Dark Knight Returns was what made it be a thing and had it be a struggle between the two sides.
So they hadn't gotten to that point yet, and so that's when they did the original one. Clearly, it was just playing off of this idea of they're two separate beings, and he kept doing that even by the sequel. But if you notice, though, we got more Batman in that Countdown story than we did anywhere else.
Yeah, because what Bruce Wayne stuff could have been with hunting vampire or a imaginary vampire.
Exactly. But again, overall, and what did you think overall of all these? I mean, since this is the first time you've gone over them in a long while, what did this refresher remind you? Like, what is your overall thoughts on these?
I think I could see it as an interesting idea of a like we went over it. It's the one of the first Elseworlds that they got, not the one that got the imprint, but the one that was done as an other world story. And not a variation of it.
Exactly.
In that case, there was a lot that early installment weirdness where they had a concept, but there was not much they could have done with the concept. They had to take a thing and another thing, combine them into a story, and that story was somewhat simple and clean with what they had with the Jack the Ripper aspects.
Yep, and you had like 48 pages to do all of that. You know what I mean? That's the other big thing. They had so much, but like I said, they wasted. I wouldn't say they wasted. They spent so much on building up to it. Then eventually, they had to do the whole Bruce getting then framed and everything. And then, like I said, the ending was so rushed. We don't even see the resolution other than then they had to put the tagline in, you have enough evidence to exonerate Wayne? Yeah, and yes? Okay. Would you agree with that? It's like, but that's it. It's a great idea, great concept with a mid execution. I would say that. I would say these executions are mid.
That's probably a better way to say it. It was a mid in execution.
I mean, not bad. Not bad.
Definitely not bad. They could have probably, I don't know how much time they had to write this stuff and think them through.
Well, Augustine was more of an editor, I should point out. He was more of an editor, and I think that shows.
Oh, yeah. He got the idea and wanted to start doing that, and
yep.
Yeah, I think I ran into some stuff back. I used to write do fan fiction stories, and I used to get some great ideas what to do, and then from somewhere in the middle way point, because those were written at the point that wait, how do I get from this to what I want to do? What am I supposed to do?
Just 1 second. Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and
just keep talking.
Like if you have a story that has an Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and at the end of Act 3 there's a climax, and then eventually downshift where it goes. Like you need to have the starting point, how the dread of it goes up, and then when it all gets built up to where the stuff happens, and after that there's the cool down on seeing what comes after and where the characters go after the story has happened. Like in some uses that I have seen, and some people have told. Okay, how do I say this if that makes sense? The way how you'd be able to see a good characterization or a good protagonist of a story is what does the character do after the story is over and the conflict is resolved.
Exactly. I could tell where you're going with that discussion once I got back. But yeah, that's what I liked about Masters of the Future. That's what I liked about it. That's dealing with that and then resolving that, but still leaves it up in the air. Did you notice? We do see him as Batman, but we don't know if he's going to still stick with it. But the fact that he also have Julie love him as Batman, and both him and Batman, nice. I like that. You need that. He needs a woman who's
that's something kind of a relationship that Bruce could use to have in the mainstream stuff, and
that's why I preferred him with Selina. She loves both sides of him. You have Silver tolerates Batman but loves Bruce, and Talia prefers the Bat.
Yeah, that's.
Let's be honest. She prefers the Bat. Talia does not care for Wayne.
Yeah, but she still does refer to him as Bruce here and there.
Here and there, but she would usually would call him beloved more than Bruce.
Yeah, even after the relationship was after the death and the maidens.
Yep.
Yeah,
after all that, and especially after Morrison stuff. Of course, it took Tomasi to fix that, but still. So overall, though, this was a very good book to go over, and thank you for joining me on this one, Pika. And I can't wait to see, as of this recording, can't wait to see when you get around to doing the video.
Yeah, and I'll try to get the opening started written right now, and then probably tomorrow start to do the plot commentary stuff.
Right. But I mean, hopefully this helped out, giving you at least a good runner. Of course, you can go read through everything specifically, but
I actually need to, because I also need to get the scans for editing.
Yep, exactly. You know what I personally do? I just load, if I have DC Universe, I just load it up and I just do print screen and then put it onto my Print 3D, save it as a PNG file, and I just keep doing that. Of course, I have to edit down the sidebars, obviously.
Yeah, that's where the snipping tool also comes here in hand.
Yep. But again, thank you for joining me in this one, Pika, and we'll see you guys all on the next one. Take care.
Your heart, your guiding key.